This video is going to start off with a little bit of math. We're going to go from something like this, or maybe even something like this. We're going to figure out how to get there using something like this, or like this. But by the end of it, if we've done this right, it's not going to be about math at all. So getting into gold doesn't require a huge influx of cash. You can buy small amounts over time and then let it accumulate. That's how I've done it, and I imagine that's how most of you are doing it as well. So I figured that it was worth taking a look at the plan that I was using for years, since the premiums have just gone up so much. Now, this is a quick overview. I bought either a 1/4 ounce American Gold Eagle or some 1 ounce gold coin every month for about 8 years. Now, there are different reasons that I might have bought a 1 ounce coin rather than a 1/4 ounce coin that month, but some of that was just simply trading them in. I wanted to collect 1 ounce coins, so I'd trade in the 1/4 ounce coins up to a 1 ounce coin. So without getting too far into the weeds here, I wasn't buying the 1/4 ounce coins at the same place that I was buying or trading for the full ounce coins, but most dealers would give me an even trade. 4 1/4 ounce coins for 1 Eagle, 1 ounce Eagle, or 1 ounce Buffalo, if that's what I wanted to do. So if you just looked at the math there, I was losing $20 for every 1/4 ounce Eagle that I traded in. Quarters were going for about 8.5% premium, and 1 ounce Eagles were going for 3.5% premium. That's through February of 2020. So think about that for a minute. Premiums have more than doubled in a year and a half. So anyway, having a plan to buy gold requires a few things. Available cash, of course, but beyond that, you need a goal and you need to have the discipline to keep at it. The tough part for me has always been the discipline. Now, I wouldn't have been able to go 8 years buying only 1/4 ounce American Gold Eagles. So a lot of those conversions from quarters to 1 ounce coins, well, that was about keeping me interested and motivated. So back to the math for a minute. I was losing $20 in premium for every 1/4 ounce American Gold Eagle that I traded toward a 1 ounce coin. And I know that people have different reactions to losing that $20 in premium over and over because I've brought this up before. And honestly, before I had this channel, I really didn't give it a second thought. That kept it fun to me, and I've spent $20 on worse things. And more important than that, I've always found that those smaller monthly purchases, they just weren't painful, and they kept me on track. Okay, so fast forward to now though, if I was using that same plan today, it would be more painful. I would lose $36 in premium for every 1/4 ounce Eagle that I traded in. And that's assuming that I could get that same even trade deal for 4 1/4 ounce Eagles for a 1 ounce American Gold Eagle or an American Gold Buffalo. Now the dealers would let me do either one. And this assumes a 7% premium on the 1 ounce American Gold Eagle and a 15 to 16% premium on the quarters. And that's what I'm typically finding. Now, I have been able to find deals. You have to search for them, and they typically mean some kind of local relationship. But I'm using that 7% and 15 to 16% because that's what's realistic today. So I stopped with that plan last year. I just was buying more, and I was having trouble finding premiums that I was comfortable with. In January of this year, 2021, though, I wanted to start something similar back up, so I decided to buy 1/2 ounce American Gold Eagles because I was finding them at a better premium. I was typically finding them for 9%. That was about what I was paying for the 1/4 ounce prior to February of 2020, so it felt like a familiar plan. It also felt like those coins were big enough where I didn't need to convert them into 1 ounce American Gold Eagles and lose that premium at all. Well, that lasted 2 months. I bought a 1/2 ounce coin in January and then another in February. But then with the spot price of gold dropping 15%, I decided to buy more. And that was March and even April. Now, my plan was never to buy a 1/2 ounce coin every month. It was to buy at least a 1/2 ounce a month. So I didn't quit the plan, I just bought more. I started looking at the 1/2 ounce American Eagles online again this month, and I see that the average premium has increased to 15 to 16%. So it's the same as a 1/4 ounce American Gold Eagles at this point. I think that that's probably a short-term thing, but it definitely has me thinking. If I was going to stick to the plan of buying 1/4 ounce or 1/2 ounce coin every month, I'd have to consider a few other options. The first isn't really a change. I probably just wouldn't convert to 1 ounce coins. That way I wouldn't be throwing away the premium. Another option, though, would be that I would simply slow down how often I buy, and that might mean that every other month or every fourth month I buy a 1 ounce gold eagle rather than a quarter ounce or a half ounce. Again, that would depend on my budget. The benefit there, of course, would be that rather than paying that 15 to 16% on the smaller coins, I would be paying 6 or 7% on the 1 ounce coins. And then, similar to that, if I was looking to reduce the premiums, I could just buy something else. I could buy something with a lower premium, like a Canadian Maple Leaf or a Britannia. And I'm not sure where I picked those particular coins because really a Philharmonic or a Krugerrand might even be the better option. I just happen to like Canadian Maple Leafs and Britannias. You get the idea though. Premiums are making me take a closer look at my plans. Now, this should all seem pretty logical and straightforward up to this point. So, before I move on, I'll just say that if I was starting this plan today, I would probably temporarily pick Canadian Maple Leafs, Britannias, or Philharmonics if I wanted to make that quarter ounce purchase every month. That would be at least until I could find American Gold Eagles back in a reasonable premium range. And I don't even know what reasonable means anymore though, because CMLs are even 13% or higher. Now, if I was comfortable at the half ounce range, I would probably simply slow down and then I would buy 1 ounce coin every other month. I've been able to find Eagles and Buffaloes for 7%, but if I was buying online and I couldn't find them in that range, I'd probably consider the options I mentioned before, Maples and possibly Britannias. I don't know that I'd go further than that personally, but I see the logic in looking at Philharmonics, Krugerrands, Kangaroos, probably a few others. Honestly, though, I have a very strong lean toward US Mint coins. The important part to me is having a plan and sticking to it. I find that I need to be constantly working towards something, multiple somethings, and then seeing progress. Buying a fractional coin every month or a 1 ounce coin every other month is something that I'd constantly be working on and something that I could see real progress on. That would be enough to keep me kind of going forward on it. I think we've covered enough of the logical stuff by now. So, just looking at the other side of this, the emotional side, without getting too touchy feely, I need something like that to stay positive. And maybe most of you are just happy people by default, and you don't need to be working on something. You don't need to be seeing progress to stay out of a rut. But it's very easy for me to kind of drop into a negative slump. I'm not sure I've ever admitted that out loud before, but my brain and my mood, they go very fast if I'm not working toward improvement. It's something that I can see, whether that's like a skill or a metric. I have to be able to see that what I'm putting time into is actually gaining me something. And if I'm not doing something like that, again, it's probably multiple somethings, I get lazy. I start feeling like things just happen to you. You don't have any control over it. If the economy crashes, well, I guess we're all screwed. So since we've given up on logic and math, I'll make a correlation here. As much as I just did not like constant testing in martial arts, that belting, so having to test for new belts, that kept me engaged in martial arts for decades. And I know that because once I hit a point where I couldn't belt up anymore in a certain martial art, well, I kind of started to drift. I started looking for other things. And since I'm already off topic, the idea behind martial arts is not to teach you how to beat somebody up. It's to give you the tools and the confidence to be able to stand up for yourself and your family if something bad comes your way. And to me, really, that's the same thing with having gold for the sake of financial planning. It's not to be able to turn around and spend that gold anytime something comes up. It's to be prepared and to be able to stand up again for yourself and your family if something bad creeps up. And just like somebody who trains in martial arts, or at least trains the right way in martial arts, isn't going to go out and look for fights, I try not to go out looking for bad things on YouTube. I try not to surround myself with the bad information and the negative messages that are just so popular in the precious metal stacking space. I don't know why that is, but everyone gets to choose to be positive in it, and you can work toward improvement and gaining that confidence and knowing that you're ready for the bad if it comes to you, or if you want to surround yourself with those negative people, that negative information. And maybe information is probably the wrong word because it's all just static. Anyway, this video is about goals, and I know that I work better if I have a goal. I know that I work better if I can see improvement from working on that goal. And I work better if I don't listen to people constantly talking about the coming storm or how somebody is out to get us. I'd rather spend my time in the present than worrying about somebody else's made-up future. All right, so that took a turn, and you got both right brain and left brain takes on the topic. So if you're still here, thanks for sticking around. Let me know in the comments what you're working toward. And if you don't mind, hitting that like button is a big help to the channel. And if you'd like to hear more on the topic of gold, well, make sure you're subscribed and you have the notifications turned on. That's it for the week. I'm heading out, so thank you again for watching. I always appreciate your time. Take care.